What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? God day. Mm. Grateful to be here. What's going on, TikTok? Once again, we showing up where we supposed to be, which is super important. Today, we back on it, man. Uh, all week, our theme um, is our theme for the week was discovering the power of your passion. Discovering the power of your passion. It's been amazing. It's been amazing because we've had some good conversations. Monday was why passion is your compass. So talking about how your passion can guide you in a lane and put you in the path for where you should be going. And so Tuesday we talked about your gift is already in you. We talked about how um, um, an apple seed has everything it needs to be a great apple tree in the beginning. Everything that's in that seed in the beginning. If you look at an apple seed, everything is in there. You got the bark, the leaves, the apples. Every single thing is um, in that apple seed at the beginning. And the same thing is with us. Everything we need is in us. And so Tuesday we talked about your gift is already in you. Wednesday, we talked about the clues from your childhood. Listening to the clues of your childhood. What were you passionate about when you were little? What drove you? What did you love to do when you were little? Right. We talked about that. On Thursday, we talked about the cost of ignoring your passion. Uh, it's all kind of health issues. They talked about not having a purpose could just having studies showed that having a purpose, having something you want to do with your life, people added 7 years on their life expectancy just for having a purpose and a goal. So we talked about how your passion, the cost of ignoring your passion uh, is you can cut 7 years off your life. And so yeah, that's what we talked about on Thursday. Today, day 5 is when passion feels scary. What to do when passion feels scary, right? And so being transparent, um, it's not always a walk in the park when you're dealing with um, doing something you love. You trust me, you could feel all kind of ways about it. You can feel all kind of ways about it. So um, it's not easy to do what you love. It's not easy to follow your passion. Um, Let me see. Excuse me. That's my other stream. But yes, it's not easy to do the stuff you meant to do. All this stuff is not easy at all, and sometimes it can be scary. It can be scary when you going after your passion, when you doing the stuff you love, man. It can be scary when you looking at something you need to do, but you don't know how you're going to get there, right? It can be scary. It really can. But you got to do it anyway. And so I always say you have to jump off the cliff and build wings falling. That's what it's like, being an entrepreneur, going after your dreams. It's like you got to jump off the cliff and build wings falling. And that's just how it is. You're not going to always be able to see your way. I'm just telling y'all straight up because um, some people may not tell you the truth like that. You know, somebody may not tell you the truth like what it is, but I'm telling you that, going after your dreams, going after what you love is scary. Sometimes you might not even know exactly why or how um, you got to you where you are. And so especially when you're doing something new in life, when you're going in a new direction and you going in uh, a new aspect of your life, it should feel scary, right? It should feel scary, but we go anyway. We go anyway, right? I remember a great warrior. He said he talked about taking over the island, right? And he said he told all the people to burn the ships, right? What does that mean when you burn the ships? When you taking over an island and you going to a foreign island and you going and taking over somebody else's island and you say burn the ship, that means when you pull up, you burn your way to leave, right? It's no way to leave. It's only victory or death. And that's how people lived. God day to you, God day Sharon, God day. What's up, Jose? Thank you for tuning in. Say less. Thank you for tuning in. Top of the day to y'all. Welcome to the morning shift with Corey Cofield, right? The morning shift. And we here top of the morning to help you shift your perspective. We want to be here to be the first person. First thing you hear is so much negative stuff on the internet. It's so much stuff that we can wake up to that's not good, foolishness, right? And and so I want to be able to be here first thing in the morning. So as soon as you get up, you can get something that's going to supercharge your day, right? Some people wake up stuck, feeling like, wow, how am I going to do what I want to do today? That's a truth. That's a real feeling. That's a real feeling. And a lot of people feel like that, right? But so we here to give you that morning shift, that morning perspective shift where you can move and think it properly, right? So because as a man thinketh, so is he. As a person thinketh, so are you. So welcome to the morning shift with Corey Cofield, where we're shifting the perspective and only seeing we wish to experience. Today is an amazing day. So grateful that it's Friday, May 30th. This month done blew by already, right? I just turned 53. My birthday was May 7th. And now the end of the month is gone already, right? So that lets you know time is not waiting. Time is not waiting on anybody, man. Time is not waiting on anybody. So we got to make sure that we execute in our lives. You got to make sure you're doing what you love and you going after what you love every single day, because life is short. Life is short. We can live all day. We can live, a short life stressing and worried about stuff, or you can live your dreams. But guess what? One thing about life is that we are not going to make it out alive. We're not making it out alive, man. You know, you're not going to make it out alive in this life. Thank you for the request. We'll let people in a little later on. Thank you for asking. Just stay around and we'll let you in a little later. Thank you for the request, though. So yeah, time is not slowing down for nobody. It's time for us to live amazing. It's time for you to live your dreams. It's time for you to live everything you ever believed, because everything you ever believe is livable. Everything you ever dreamed of is livable. You can actually have it. You can actually have the dream life you want, right? But so today we're talking about what to do when it's scary, what to do when your life is when your passion feels scary. It literally feels scary to move forward, right? I don't know if anybody ever experienced that. Anybody ever experienced that, or was it just me? Where you felt what it feels like to be afraid, man. And just being honest with you, most times your gift will make you afraid. Doing your passions will make you afraid, because at the end of the day, you got to do it regardless. And sometimes not knowing how you're going to accomplish something is, not knowing how you're going to accomplish something is scary when you're going down a new path, right? The fear of being seen. Some of us have the fear of being seen, right? We really want to do big stuff in life, but we don't want to be seen. We want to, being in front of the camera is not for me. All these little cliches that we say, right? We got the fear of failure, you know, the fear of failure, the fear of trying something and it don't work. But did you know that most of entrepreneurs will tell you that they've tried many, many, many businesses and some of them didn't work, right? Listen, those that don't make mistakes work for those of us that do. Those of us that don't make mistakes work for those of us that do, right? Because so I'm just saying what that say. That means if you're doing business, if you following your dream, if you going after what you love, it's literally going to be times where you mess up. It's going to be times where you drop the ball. It's going to be times where you just do stuff wrong, right? But that's part of the process. We have to normalize the discomfort. You got to normalize the discomfort. Normalize the feeling of thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. You gotta what's going on, Jay? So yeah, you gotta normalize the feeling of discomfort. You gotta normalize that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's gonna be you're not going to know exactly what to do. Sometimes you're gonna sit back and wonder, like, what did I get myself into? I'm just being 100% transparent with you. When you're going after your dreams and what you love, it's gonna be some real scary moments. But I guarantee you, if you jump off the cliff, you won't hit the ground. You will not hit the ground. Sometimes you might get close. Sometimes you might get close, but I guarantee you, you will win. I guarantee you that anything you go through when you're going after what you love, anything you go through is all going to help you be exactly what you're supposed to be. It's going to help you be what you're supposed to be. It really is. It's going to help you move regardless of what. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta just keep moving even when you don't feel like it. I'm looking up this talk that I heard, and I want to play a little bit of it this day. Um, it was amazing by Never Goddard, and it was talking about overcoming fear, right? And I'm trying to find a talk now. Yeah, I think I found it here. So this is a talk by Never Goddard called "Overcoming Fear and Manifesting What You Want." I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and hopefully y'all can hear it. Let me see here. Y'all listen. I'll be right back. I'm sure y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear that? I'm not sure y'all hearing that. Uh, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit and make sure, because I want to make sure you can hear this. This thing is really amazing. It's a good talk, and I just want to give us stuff that can help us be better, right? That's pretty much what I'm looking to do, to be able to help us be better in everything and so let me just see if you can hear this better.
Ladies and gentlemen, fear is nothing more than a reflection of the limits you've accepted in your mind. It has no power of its own. It's a shadow that lingers when you forget the source of your true strength, the infinite power of your imagination. You see, what you fear, you create. The very act of dwelling on it gives it life, for you impress upon your subconscious mind the energy of that fear, and it must return to you in form. But fear is powerless where faith reigns. The mind cannot serve two masters. When you are filled with faith, fear has no place. And what is faith but the belief in the unseen? It is the assurance that what you desire is already yours, even when your senses tell you otherwise. It is your divine imagination that carries you to the fulfillment of your dreams. When you understand this, fear vanishes like mist before the morning sun. Imagination is your escape from the prison of fear. To overcome fear, you must turn within, away from the world of appearances, and dwell on the vision of your desire fulfilled. Ask yourself, what would it feel like if I already had what I seek? Let that feeling saturate your entire being. As you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, fear dissolves, for in the end, fear is only a symptom of unassumed power. The world outside is simply a reflection of the world within. Your circumstances are nothing but the objectification of your internal states. If you persist in believing in limitation, fear will always be your companion. But the moment you begin to believe in your infinite capacity to create, the external world must conform. The outer is always a reflection of the inner. To overcome fear is to recognize that you are the creator of your own reality. The moment you truly know this, fear becomes irrelevant. You must assume the end, live as though your wish is already fulfilled, and fear will naturally vanish. No room remains for doubt when you stand firm in the knowing that you are the creator. There is an inner conviction that rises when you persist in the assumption of your fulfilled desire. This conviction replaces every trace of fear. For when you dwell in the certainty that your desire is already yours, fear cannot exist. It fades away, leaving only the clarity of your true creative power. Always remember, your awareness defines your world. Fear is not an external force, it is a state of mind, one that you can overcome by simply shifting your attention. Choose to dwell in the state of your fulfilled wish, and fear will have no hold on you. In that state, you are free, and you are the master of your destiny. Faith and fear cannot coexist means that these two emotional states are mutually exclusive. One will always push the other out. When your mind is filled with faith, there is no room for fear to take hold. Faith is the unwavering belief in the unseen, the knowing that what you desire is already on its way to you, even when there is no physical evidence. It is a state of inner certainty that transcends doubt, no matter what the outer world reflects back to you. Fear, on the other hand, thrives in uncertainty and doubt. It arises when you place your attention on the possibility of failure or loss. Fear feeds on the belief that what you desire might not happen, that circumstances are beyond your control, and that you are at the mercy of forces outside yourself. It is rooted in the perception that something could go wrong, and it pulls your focus away from the fulfillment of your desire. Faith stands in direct opposition to fear because it is grounded in confidence. When you hold the conviction that your desires are already fulfilled in the unseen realm, fear cannot take root. It has no foundation because there is no uncertainty to feed it. Faith, by its nature, eliminates the conditions that allow fear to exist. When you are in a state of faith, your mind is aligned with possibility, with the belief that what you imagine can and will come to pass. This belief is so strong that there is no space for fear to grow, because faith occupies every corner of your consciousness. Conversely, when fear enters, it blocks the natural flow of faith. It creates doubt, disrupts your inner peace, and leads you to focus on what you don't want, instead of trusting in the outcome you desire. The two cannot reside within you simultaneously because they draw from entirely different sources of energy. One empowers you while the other limits you. One is the path to manifestation, and the other is a barrier to it. Therefore, you must choose where to place your attention, on faith or on fear, because the presence of one will always cast out the other. Imagination is the gateway to freedom. Suggests that your ability to imagine is the key to transcending the limitations of your current reality. Imagination allows you to mentally explore beyond what your senses perceive, opening up new possibilities that are not yet visible in the physical world. Through imagination, you are no longer bound by the constraints of the present moment or the conditions surrounding you. In your imagination, you can craft any scenario, any outcome, regardless of how things may appear externally. It is within this space that you can experience the fulfillment of your desires, the achievement of your goals, or the resolution of your struggles long before they manifest in your external world. Imagination offers a safe space to rehearse the feelings, experiences, and successes you wish to bring into your life. When you engage your imagination, you are stepping outside the boundaries of your circumstances. You break free from the idea that what you see is all there is. Through this mental freedom, you begin to realize that you have the power to create and shape your reality from within. You're no longer confined to the limitations imposed by external conditions or past experiences, because your imagination allows you to experience a higher state of being. Imagination liberates you from fear and doubt, because within it you can practice living in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. By using imagination consciously, you shift your focus from lack or limitation to abundance and possibility. You are free to assume the feeling of the reality you wish to experience, and in doing so, you change your inner state. This change in consciousness is what ultimately leads to the transformation of your outer world. The world mirrors your internal state means that the external reality you experience is a reflection of your inner thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. Your world is shaped by the ideas you consistently hold in your mind. What you see around you is not random or separate from you. It is the direct result of your inner consciousness being projected outward. When you hold positive, empowering beliefs about yourself and your life, the world responds in kind, offering experiences that reflect those beliefs. Opportunities arise, relationships flourish, and circumstances align with your expectations. This is because your internal state acts as a blueprint for how the outer world takes form. Whatever occupies your mind consistently, whether it's success, love, or abundance, will eventually manifest in the conditions you encounter. On the other hand, when your internal state is filled with fear, doubt, or lack, the external world mirrors those feelings too. You might find yourself encountering challenges, difficulties, or limitations that seem to confirm your inner anxieties. The world reflects what you believe to be true about yourself and your life, whether consciously or unconsciously. The patterns of your thoughts create the patterns of your life. This is why shifting your inner state is so powerful. When you change your inner dialogue, when you begin to hold thoughts of success, joy, or fulfillment, the outer world must correspond to these new beliefs. It cannot operate independently of your consciousness. The world, in this sense, is neutral, always responding to the internal state you maintain. It reflects back to you the assumptions and feelings you carry within. Assume the end and fear will vanish means that when you mentally place yourself in the state of having already achieved your desired outcome, fear naturally disappears. Fear arises when you are uncertain about the future, when you are focused on obstacles, delays, or the possibility of failure.
Yo, so we gonna end that there. I wanted you to hear something really important. When you focus on the possibilities of failure, it's when you become stuck, right? When fear doesn't happen when you keep focused on what you're doing, right? Fear doesn't happen as much when you focus on the outcome, when you focus and see yourself on finishing what you started, right? Fear doesn't, fear can't, is not crippling like that, because most of the things you fear never happen. Think about that. Most of the things that you fear never happen. The recording was a talk by Neville Goddard, talking about fear and the power of fear and how fear can stop your life, right? And so you can look up Neville Goddard, overcoming fear, if you want to be able to hear that again. But I think it was imperative that we saw that, because we was able to hear that, because if you were listening, if you were able to catch what they were saying, fear is a construct of the mind. It's something that our mind, it's all in the mind. Like I said, most of the things, over 90% of the things we fear never happen. If you really think of that in life, most of the things we fear never even happen. That's crazy, right? But we live our whole life fearing. Some of us are in relationships right now that we don't like. Most of us in relationships right now out of fear, because we're afraid to be alone. Most of us, a lot of us, they say over 87% of people wake up every day in jobs they hate, right? And they go in relationships they don't want to be in no more. Why? Why is this? Because people are fearful. People are walking around afraid. People are walking around afraid and scared. But I'm telling you, fear not, man. Fear not. Don't walk around being fearful. Be not afraid. If you think about it, it's so crazy that in the Bible, God says, be not afraid. God says that in the Bible 365 times. Be not afraid in some form is in the Bible 365 times. What does that mean? That means that every day, literally every day of the year, it's 365 days in the Bible, and 365 times it's 365 days in a year. And over 365 times in the Bible, it says something about fear not. That means every day of the week, every day, we're supposed to wake up and fear not. We're supposed to wake up and take on the things that you're fearing. Now, what does it feel like to a lot of people don't know what fear is. You're welcome, JRC. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Some people really don't know what fear looks like, right? So let's go into that. What does it look like to be fearful? Sometimes fear can be being stuck. Being fearful can come in so many ways that sometimes you might not even know it. You may not even know you walking around in fear. I knew somebody who would always say, they will always think in regards to the what if, right? If you're saying something, they'll say, but what if this happened? And it's always the negative part, right? Follow us on YouTube, y'all, please. Subscribe on YouTube, Corey_Cofield. So this person would always say, what if though? What if? And they would call it being prepared. Well, I'm just being prepared. No, that means you got a fear-based mind. If the first thing you think about is what can go wrong, and all you thinking about is what can go wrong, that's not normal. That's fear-based thinking. That's fear-based thinking. We can't be established in fear. Like something's going to go wrong for you. No, you're going to win. That's what's going to happen. You're going to win. You're going to win. You're not going to lose. You're going to meet amazing people in life. Everybody's going to treat you amazing. People are going to love you. You're going to have good relationships. You're going to find you a partner that loves you and only you. Your life, it will be amazing. Let me tell you that. That's what I'm saying. Your life will be amazing. You will do amazing things. You will live your life to the best of your abilities. Focus on that. Focus on that. Look, if you got a dream, it's literally supposed to be so big that you get fearful thinking about it. So let me tell you a story. I'm in LA right now. I've been in LA since 2005. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Detroit. My Detroit people watching, shout out to you. Um, but when I first heard through my auntie, she came to me and said, God told me that you were supposed to be in California. And the first thing I said is, he didn't tell me. I'm scared, man. Cause I'm thinking like, what? I mean, yeah, look light a little better. Right. Okay. I'm thinking like, he didn't tell me. Right. And I'm thinking about like, I don't know anybody in California. Only person I knew was my cousin Dave, who moved here when he was 15. But I hadn't saw him in years and years and years. I didn't know his situation, nothing, right? And so I didn't have a job, didn't have a place. Now, mind you, at the time I was married and we had three kids. Yeah, we had 3 kids. Our daughter was 5. My son was 4 and 3 years old. They was stair steps. And so when I told my dad that I was going to move to California, the first thing he said is have you lost your mind? Like, how you going to take your whole family to Los Angeles and you don't even know nobody? And the first thing he told me, son, that's not God. That's not God. God not going to take you somewhere and you don't know nobody. That's what he told me. That wasn't God, because if God would send you somewhere, you would know you would have a better grip on what you were going to do, is pretty much what my dad was saying. But when I looked in the even Bible, Abraham, so many people in the Bible got sent out without even knowing where they were going. God sent some people out with no food, no nothing. Like, yo, just go and I'll provide for you. Right. So many times people been sent out without really knowing how and the whole way that they're going to go. So that wasn't abnormal, but I had to be honest. I was terrified. It took me over 30 days to finally come to the fact of, okay, I gotta go, because different things start happening. So let me tell you something. When God tell you to do something, you better do it voluntarily and don't have to be pushed. I'm telling you, when it comes to jumping off the cliff, you better jump instead of getting pushed. Because I'm telling you right now, when God tell you to do some things, I don't know, this light is acting up, y'all. So it's if it keep doing that, I'm just gonna not deal with it. But if God tell you to do something, best believe you're gonna do it. Kicking, screaming, or whatever, you're gonna do it. So you might as well just do it on your own, you know? So when it was time for me to move, I started coming up with all these excuses like, well, I can't move because I got a lease. I'm in a lease right now and I don't want to leave the lease. The man not going to let me out and all this stuff. So that was the first excuse I came with. I'm like, nah, I can't leave because, like I said, I'm in a lease for a 2-year lease I was in, something like that. And I'm like, the landlord not gonna let me leave. He not gonna let me get out the lease. So I'm telling my wife at the time, I'm telling her that, that's my excuse, right? Next thing I know, a couple of days later, the landlord comes to my house, knocks on my door and said, hey, Corey, I need to talk to you. So I go outside. Thanks for jumping in, William. Thank you for jumping in, Danny. I go outside to go talk to the landlord, and he tells me, he said, hey, listen, I got bad news. I'm like, yeah. He like, look, man, I'm about to sell the house. And so you guys are going to have to move because I'm selling it. And, it should be sold in the next 30 days. And I'm like, wow. So the very reason that I had for not going, this man came and next thing I know, I got kicked out. So like, that's why I told you, make sure that when you know it's something you're supposed to do it. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to do it regardless. You're going to do it regardless. The point is if you're going to do it voluntarily. Like I told you, I was supposed to go to California, I had all these excuses how I couldn't leave Detroit because I had a lease. Next thing I know, the landlord came and put me out. My next excuse is because, I didn't have enough money to go. A couple of days later, an acquaintance of mine who had a lot of money just showed up at my house. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He hadn't been to my house. And he just told me, man, I just want to tell you, Corey, I appreciate all the work you do and how you helped me out. And he gave me a amount of money out of nowhere. Said, man, I just want to get this to you. And that's the money I used to be able to travel across state and get to California. And when I arrived here, I had $100 and some to our name. Now you talking about scared, but we made it. We made it all the way from Detroit with different miracles happening time and time again. So what I'm trying to tell you, one thing that happened is we were running out of money. Like I told you, when we got to California, I had $140 something. And we were running out of money. So we stopped at this one truck stop. And I was out playing one of my sons. We were doing something. I can't remember what it was. And this guy walked past. He was a trucker and he said something to my son, and my son joked and we laughed, and me and him laughed. And we started talking as we walked into the building, into the gas station. It was one of them rest stops for truckers. The man looked at me and said, man, how you doing? I'm saying nothing, man. I'm good. And we had a little conversation. And the next thing you know, he said, you with your family? I'm like, yeah. He said, let me tell you what. I want to treat y'all to breakfast. And I'm like, what? This man never knew us. It was me, my wife at the time, and our 3 kids. One was 5, one was 4, the other was 3. We're in this truck stop, and this man that never saw us before, he didn't know we were running out of money. He didn't know anything. All he did, he met us, and next thing you know, he offered to buy us food. He paid for our food. We went in there. He told us, order whatever you want. He told the kids, order whatever you want. And then when I was leaving, he turned around and put $100 in my hand. That was a whole nother full tank of gas to be able to get us the rest of the way to California. So what I'm trying to tell you, man, I didn't know this man. To this day, I never saw him again in my life, never heard from him again. But that man was strategically placed in a perfect place to help me do what I was supposed to do. So what I'm telling you, when you walking in what you're supposed to do, when you're doing what God tells you to do, supernatural stuff will happen to get it done. Many things happen after that. But I'm telling you, absolutely, that I had no clue that man was going to do that. He provided the food we needed. and he provided the gas we needed to make it to California. So my purpose of telling you that story is that when you got something to do, you can't always focus on how it's going to get done. You can't focus on the how. You just got to think about the what. You got to think about the what. You can't focus on the how. It's not up to you to focus on the how. It's not up to you. God didn't tell you to worry about how you were going to get it done. He just told you to do it. He just told you to do it. He just told you to move. A lot of you can't wait until you see your way before you move. Some of y'all, God told you he was going to get you a house and you still ain't looking because you still worried about your check. God told you he was going to do something for you, but you still haven't moved because you still worried about how you're going to be able to pay for it. If God said he's going to buy you a house, go look. Start looking without one dime in your pocket. One of my homeboys, he bought a house for $1.something million. The house, that was a couple years ago. The house now worth like 2.5, almost 3 million out here in California. This man did this with no money. I know him personally. Him and his wife went looking at mansions, man. They looking at houses with elevators in them. How crazy is that? This dude ain't got 5 cents, but he running around looking at houses with elevators. What kind of faith that took? He told me I wasn't waiting till I saw the money. All the way up into closing, all the way up into the day he closed the house, he didn't even have the money to put down. The day he got the money that he was supposed to close with the day of the closing. That's how much faith he had. So I'm telling you like this, when you got something to do, when you got a call on your life, when you living after your passion, sometimes it's going to be fear. Sometimes it's going to be fear involved. But we're talking about what to do when your passion seems scary. That your calling, the thing that you're supposed to do seems scary. It seems so big, how you're going to do it, how you're going to even pull it off. But those are the dreams those are the dreams you're supposed to have. Those are the dreams that's going to help you get to the next level. Did you know that? Let me tell you something. I remember when I left Detroit in an old Ragley truck. I'm talking about the truck that I drove to Detroit. If y'all go back and listen, a few days ago, I had one of my good friends that been knowing me 40-something years. No, 30-something years. And she know the truck I left Detroit in, my mom literally cried and said, please don't drive that truck, Corey. They call me Sanford and Son. When we would pull up, my brother then would be like, they would start doing the Sanford and Son song when we pulled up. That truck was so raggedy, God day be like, God day. Thank you for jumping in, insane. You're not insane, though. I ain't gonna claim that over your life. No, you're not. You are very sane and amazing. And so that truck was so raggedy. It was from Michigan. So if y'all don't know, in Michigan is always snow. So all the stuff, rust get all on the stuff and it all be all messed up. But that truck was raggedy, man. That truck was so messed up. People, my mom literally cried not to go. But we got in that truck and that truck drove all the way to California. Now, if I would have been stuck because my mom feared, then I would have never left Detroit. All this stuff is in my book on Amazon, y'all. Y'all can run over to Amazon or you can go to my website, CoreyCofield.com, and you can purchase it. Go over to CoreyCofield.com. You can get the book. We got our custom merch over there as well. We can definitely use support, y'all. We can also use your support on Twitch. Y'all run over to Twitch and give us a follow over there. We on Instagram, Corey_Cofield. YouTube, Corey_Cofield. You know, on TikTok is, for y'all watching, it's not on TikTok. It's Corey Cofield Real, REAL, right? So yeah, man, we can use it. Thanks, John. Thanks, James, for joining. And welcome to the morning shift for Corey Cofield, where we're helping to shift your perspective. There's so much negative junk that we can wake up on right now, but I wanted to be able to provide a space and a place where we can come and hear nothing but good stuff, that you can hear and come that you're amazing. You can hear and come that your dreams will work, that you were meant to live your best life. And regardless what's been going on in your life, today I say that you will make it. Today I say that you will make it. Today I say that you will make it. You won't suffer loss. You won't suffer loss. And everything that you lost will be given back to you 7 times. Listen, we're living in a time that people are so afraid. We're living in a time that people are scared and running for their lives. But I'm going to tell you, fear not, that 1,000 can fall on your left side and 10,000 can fall on your right side, but it won't come near your camp. Famine, disease, nothing will come near your camp. And though things seem scary, trust your passion, because your passion will create your provision. Did you know back in the day, think about it, back in the day, the way back in the day, if you were a tent maker, that's what provided for your family. Everybody back in the day all lived based upon your gifts and your dreams, your passions. Some people were bricklayers and masons, where they sculpted bricks, and some people did art. You had the king's jester, which means that person was the king's comedian, private stand-up comedian, did stuff to make them laugh. But everybody lived according to what your passions were. Everybody lived according to what was in them. Their gift created a lane for them. What happened? What happened? What happened where we started leaving our dreams and doing what we had to do to survive? What happened? People are afraid to step out and do what you know you need to do. Some of y'all have a gift of making cakes and food and make the best food, but yet you're scared to charge people. You're scared to step back and put less hours on your job and put more hours into what you love to do. You can't be fearful. Your gift will make room for you. The things that you love to do was meant to provide for you. The things that you love to do was meant to take care of you, man. Just know you weren't built for the rat race. What's the rat race? The rat race is the hustle and bustle that the world goes through. I love cheese. Izzy, I love cheese. I want to give you some attention because I know you also asked, do I love cheese? I do. I love cheese, man. Don't be afraid today. Don't be afraid, man. Live your greatest life. Izzy, did I say your name right? Live your greatest life. Don't be fearful, man. Eat all the cheese you want to eat. You know, matter of fact, go to the other. Did you know is countries that specialize in cheese? Don't you know you can pull up to another country and get custom cheese like that, the finest cheese in the world? You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve to live your best life. You deserve to do everything you ever dreamed about doing, and it's meant for you to do it. It's meant for you to do it, y'all. You were meant to win. You were meant to win. It's no loss in you. It's no loss in you. You're welcome, Izzy. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. You know, life is amazing, man. Life is amazing, and that's how we're supposed to live. You're supposed to wake up every day happy. You're supposed to wake up energized. You remember when you were little and you knew that you were about to go somewhere the next day? Right? You could barely sleep the night before because you were so excited to get up. Your mom didn't even have to wake you up. You was up before she even got in the room. You know what that was? Thank you. Thank you for the follow. I'll follow you back as soon as I jump off this live. Thank you so much. It was times you were going to go somewhere. Like we used to go to Cedar Point in back in Michigan. Cedar Point was this big amusement park. In LA, in Los Angeles, it's like Six Flags, but Cedar Point is bigger. It's like Disneyland if you don't know where neither one of Six Flags or Cedar Point is, like a Disneyland with roller coasters, all this stuff. And we used to go a couple times a year. And every time it was time to go to Cedar Point, man, we could barely sleep at night. I got a twin brother, Tori. We shared the same room. And we could barely sleep. We talked all night about what we was going to ride. And by the time the morning came, I mean, we would jump up out the bed. And it would be funny because on days that we had to go to school and we would stay up late, we would get up and we like, we barely want to get out the bed, man, because we know we had to go to school. But on the same note, when we knew we were doing something that we wanted to do, something we were passionate about, something we was happy and excited about, we can go to bed and sleep 1 hour and have to get up and we jumping straight up. Yeah, ready, excited. You ready? Yeah, we dancing in the morning. We in there doing the Cabbage Patch and all kind of junk, man. We in there wilding because we know we about to do something we love. And see, my whole point in saying all that is that your passion will get you up in the morning. When you're doing something you love, when you're doing something you're looking forward to, you jump up in the morning with no hesitation. You get up excited and excited to start the day. That's how you were meant to live. That's how you were meant to live. You were meant to live that way. You were meant to be excited and happy when you got up in the morning. Like you were when you were a little kid, when you knew you were going on a field trip or something. That's how we were meant to live. What happened? What happened that we started to be so miserable when we woke up? That's because, like I said earlier, the studies show that 87% of people wake up every day in relationships they hate and in jobs they don't want to be in. I talked about yesterday that I worked in nursing for 20 years. I still do a little nursing now. But one of the biggest things that people talked about on their deathbed was regret. One of the biggest things that people talked about once they were sick and their health were compromised is the feeling of regret. How they wish they would have did this, or wish they done that, or I wish I would have did this or that. One of the worst emotions to feel is regret. Knowing that you were scared to do something. Knowing that you was too afraid to jump out and try what you wanted to try is nothing worse than living your whole life. I'm 53, y'all. A lot of y'all younger than me. I'm telling you right now, live your life. Be happy. Live your life. Even if you're older than me, live your life. Take a breath right now. Take another one. One more. Just relax. Let your mind settle and just think about this. Thousands of people can't do that. Thousands of people can't breathe on their own. Thousands of people woke up dead. How can you wake up dead? Y'all know what I'm saying, though. Thousands of people died in their sleep, but you got up this morning. With that breath in you of life, the breath of life. You have it today. Be grateful. Be grateful to know that some people, while they slept, fires broke in. Excuse me. Some people, while they slept, thieves broke in. Thieves broke in while they slept, or fires broke out. Some people didn't wake up this morning. But we have another chance. So I'm telling you, be happy on today. Don't let nothing pull your energy down. Don't let nothing pull your energy down. And let me tell you, life will be scary. But when you see the end in the beginning, it makes it all better. What do I mean about seeing the end in the beginning? As I talked about, the apple seed. The apple seed, if you take an apple seed, that little bitty apple seed has everything it needs to be a great apple tree in that seed. It has the bark, the leaves, the apples, everything was in that seed is preparing that apple seed to be a great apple tree. And not only an apple tree, but an orchard. You can start a whole apple orchard from that one seed. So it's safe to say that the end is in the beginning. In that seed, the end is literally in the beginning. Because if you got that seed that has the ability to be an apple tree, that's the end. So in the beginning is the end. And that's the same way each and everything God made is made in that way. You're created with everything you need in you. Everything you need to be successful, everything you need to be amazing, everything you need to be the perfect wife, the perfect husband, everything you need to be the perfect son, the father, the mother, all that stuff is within us. Just like that apple seed, everything is in you that you already need. All you got to do now is let it grow. All you got to do is water it. All you got to do is just continue to be better every single day, y'all. Tap the screen, y'all. Give me some taps. Thank you. I appreciate those taps. Thank you, Mark, for jumping in. Thank you, Lee, jumping in. Thank you, Frederick, for jumping in. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the love, y'all. We appreciate that. Tap that screen, man. Let me know y'all hearing me. We're just not talking for nothing, right? If you know somebody that can be help from this, send it to them. Share the live with them, y'all. And let them know to fear not. There's no reason to fear, man. It's no reason to fear. Thank you for the taps, y'all. I want to get to 1,000 taps before I get out of here. Can y'all help me do that? TikTok? God's promise just jumped in. Okay. Come on, man. God's promise. Look at that. That was just in time. Me talking about my goal, and God promise jumped in the building. Yo, cut it out. That's God letting me know He gonna give me everything that I ask for. Absolutely, we need God more than ever. But let me tell y'all something. It's an illusion that's going on out here. You know what the illusion is? That God has lost control. But you know what God told me the other day? I ain't lost control. I'm still running everything. Believe me, God is still in control. He's still running this world. Everything God ever put in place is still operating. It's still light. When He said, let it be light, it's still light. It's still darkness. It's still the moon. It's still fish. It's still wind. Everything God ever did is still in operation, and nothing has stopped. And everything is working perfectly that God created, including you. God ain't lost nothing. He's in control right now. See, God got away. See, the enemy think he running stuff. He think he got it under control, but God said, "Nah, bro. Go on and do your little thing, and everything you thought that was bad is going to turn out for your good. Everything that they thought will take you out is going to turn out for your good. All the dirt that they threw on you is going to help you grow." God ain't lost control. He's still in control. And that's why I'm not afraid to say, thank you, God. God is the one that run it all, bro. I've been in this industry for a long time, and people know I'm not taking no shorts. Come on, y'all, give me to 1,000 taps, man. Give me to 1,000 taps. God is all time. God is every time. God is every time, yo. If you got any doubt, look back over your life. Look back over your life. Like I said, over 80% of the things we fear never happen. Over 80% of the things, thank y'all. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. I'm going to get my goal. I want 1,000. Y'all get me there. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. In the words of, what's his name? The one that say, what is his name? Cali? No, not DJ Cal, whatever his name is. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I really do. Izzy back on with us. What up, though? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Listen. I need y'all help. Run over to Twitch. Jump on Twitch, man. Give me a follow. If you're watching, if you're not on Instagram, it's Corey_Cofield, man. Follow me. Help me out, y'all. Help me out. I'm at YouTube, Corey_Cofield. I want to make this my everyday job. I want me being able to encourage God's people, me to be able to tell the whole world God is real. And guess what? God has not forgot about your dreams. See, God's way of getting to the world is through us. So He put His desires in the dreams of people. And so it's imperative that you do what you love. It's imperative that you do your dreams and your passions, because those are the things that God is put in you to be able to get it into the world. That's the truth. God gets His desires into the world through the dreams of His people. You can have your opinion. Exodus 20:13 proved God is not real. I get it. I get it. I'm not here to knock whatever you think. But you know what? When I got caught up in New York with 1,000 pounds of marijuana, when I got caught at the Greyhound bus station with 1,000 pounds of weed and 2 white girls, God, the one that got me out. When I asked God, please help me. Please help me. The Lord, if you help me, I promise you I won't come back. Right? Was it luck that made the dogs lay down, the 2 German shepherds that was right there? Was it luck that made the 2 German shepherds that was drug sniffing dogs, and they both laid down at the same time, and the police took my bags and put them on the bus? That was luck. Okay. That was luck. All right. I'll take that. Was it luck? Was it luck when the guy tried to shoot me in my head with a 9mm? And when he shot, I saw the bullet come out and turn, and the butt of the gun hit me right here, and I ran and he shot, boom, 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 and not one bullet hit me? That was luck. It was luck when I was in the back of that Escort, right? Trying to get my gun that was under the seat, but I couldn't get it in time. And the guy shot up the car in the back, and all the bullets hit the seat and didn't come through and hit me. When do bullets don't go through seats? That was luck. Okay. Was it also luck when I got this right here? When I almost died, when I was attacked by a demon in my house, threw me all around my house, and I end up with my arm cut all the way open with my thumb hanging off. And in the operating room, the doctor looked at me and said, son, you know it's a God looking out for you. Come on, man. Right? Was it luck? Hey, listen. Your thing. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. I'm not here to argue with nobody. Do your thing. Let it work however you work for you. For the people who trust it, trust it. I'm not here to argue with you, brother. Terrell, whatever your name. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not here to prove anything to you, but you can search my life. You can search my life, the stuff I've done. You feel me? I'm certified in Detroit. I'm certified in Cali too. You feel me? You can see the stuff I've done, the people I work with. I work for all over the industry. I work for Universal, Netflix, Days of Our Lives. I've been out here for 53 years now. You know? Hey, Mark, we don't gotta argue with fools. We ain't gotta argue with fools. And the same Bible that he just told me proves that God ain't real, that same Bible says that only a fool says there's no God. So we got a fool we talking to right here. It's a fool typing on Twitter. Somebody's no God. It's all good. They think they just came from a monkey. You think you came from a monkey? How you think you got here? And, yo, we on y'all jump on Twitter because y'all got to see this guy in here talking foolishness. Everything he's saying is cap. Cut it out. How you think you got here? Let me ask you that. Since it all cap, how you get here? You came through a monkey? Let's get on him, y'all. What's that? Terrell, Tarel. Did I say his name right or her name right? Did I say that name right? Oh yeah. It's Fort Worth, Texas. They said Charles Barkley did say it was some fools in Texas. I hate to say it, but man, come on, man. Dude on here talking about his luck. His luck. I just told you times where I got popped at. Somebody tried to unalive me. You feel me? They tried to unalive me. Hey, let it work for you however it worked for you, brother. I know God's real. I know God's real. Yeah, I said it. The stuff this dude kick is pathetic. Pull out my Bible and stick him every day like he diabetic. Have him running and jumping over stuff like he athletic. I can do all things to God, and I'm glad he said it. You'll regret it when you go against me skills. Get beheaded when you go against his will. Pass the pill, I run into the 100-yard line. This dude behind. I bet he done sold his soul to get signed. Pull your 9, bust, but the bullets will fall. because I be on some Matrix with the music and all. The devil's confusing them, y'all, with his dudes and all. I hope we don't lose them, y'all. We gonna choose them, y'all. But I'm gonna make a vow right here, right now. Make you switch your words right here, right now. Make it worth your while right here, right now. Because God could come back right here, right now. You can't win every one. You told him, Mark. Come on, Yo, I wanted 1,000. I got 2,300. I got 2,300, bro. Cut it out. God's real. Hey, yo, so we streaming all over. I got a guy over here telling me how it's luck that God ain't real. He uses scripture. Somebody, what's the scripture he used? Let me go back and see. I want to see what he said. He told me Exodus 20 and 13 proves God is not real. Let's look up Exodus 20 and 13. Let me see what that say. Exodus 20 and 13. This man say this proves that God is not real. Okay, Exodus 20 and 13. Okay, you shall not murder or murder. No, I don't want to say that word. You should not unalive. Bro, what is he talking about? Likely refers to the biblical text of Exodus 2 and 13, which states, you shall not unalive, and the following verse that forbids adultery and stealing. So you said because the Bible says you should not unalive people, you should not commit adultery, and you should not steal. You says that proves that God is not real. See, that's why y'all can't, man. I read it. I read the verse, bro. You read it. You said Exodus 20 and 13. I just read it right here. Exodus. Okay, let me tell you what. Since you know it so much, put it in the comments. Go ahead and copy the verse on your phone and come put it in the comments, and everybody can read it together. Because you says Exodus 20 and 13. You say Exodus 20 and 13 says it proves that it's not no God. He is lost, bro. Right. I don't know what dude talking about. I'm trying to see. Please, somebody tell me how Exodus 20 and 13 proves that God is not real. That's what I want to hear. Come on, bro. Terrell, what's your argument? Let me join you in the live so you can jump on and state your case. Come on, you want to jump on? Get up in here, bro. Come on in here. How can I invite you? I want to invite you on here. Invitation sent. So come on the live and tell me what you're saying. You can read the verse yourself. And look, bro, I'm not here to dog you out. I'm not here to make you feel no way. I'm not a person who talks junk to people and ridicules anybody. That's not me, champion. Hey, I'm asking you. You said, "Oh man, how do I got 2 restrictions, bro?" Where you at? You in here, bro? Come on. Read what you said now.
Can you hear me?
I can absolutely hear you. Go ahead.
It was Exodus 21:13, not Exodus 20:13.
Okay, what is it?
But Exodus 21:13 gives rules upon how to beat your slave. You can beat a slave as long as they don't die within 3 days. Mm-hmm. And God was definitely cool with slavery. So that just shows me that God doesn't exist.
So you said because God was cool with slavery, that definitely he don't exist.
Definitely. If God was moral, God is good, God is all powerful, God is all knowing, he knows that slavery is wrong. Even we as human beings know that slavery is wrong and got rid of it.
Okay, so let me tell you one thing, right? Okay, so listen. If I let me give you a scenario, right? If I built a house, I put all this stuff in this beautiful house, and then I gave it to you. I say, how you pronounce your name, Terrell?
Terrell.
Right. If I built this house and I gave you this house, it was filled with all the beautiful things, and I say, this is your house. You can have it, do whatever you want to do with it. And then you took once I give you the house is yours. Do I have any rule over that house once I give it to you?
In your scenario, I would say no.
Right. I don't have anything I could do in that house because I gave it to you. It's now yours. You can do whatever you want. So what God did, he gave humans dominion over the earth. And the Bible says, God, I give you dominion over the earth, over every living thing, over everything born, every seed, every animal. God gave us dominion over the earth, which means he turned the earth over in our hands. And so now God is not going to come down here and stop you from doing something that you want to do. He'll deal with you later, but he gave it to us. So if God give you something, he's not an Indian giver. He's not going to come back and take over the earth again because we're not doing what we should do with it. It's bad people all over the earth, bro. But that don't mean God's not real. Just because people
God is
go ahead.
God is all knowing, correct though?
Absolutely.
So God knows everything that's going to happen before it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even when he gave us free will, he knew exactly what was going to happen, right?
And yeah, okay.
All right, so that really means like he already knew what was going to happen. We really don't have free will. There's nothing that was going to change with us having free will or not. So he knew about putting the tree in the Garden of Eden. He knew what was going to happen. He knew that there was a serpent there, correct? He knew all that. So he knew exactly what was going to happen.
Bro,
that's my problem. The story doesn't make any sense.
I get it. I get your point. Mark, you got something to say?
Yeah, let me ask you something there, Terrell.
What's going on?
All right. Like my man said, I'm not here to condemn you or anything like that. Not trying to bring you down or anything. But when you woke up this morning and you took that breath, where'd you get that breath of air from?
That's literally called a fallacy, a Scott of the gaps. What it is because we don't know how we got the breath, because we don't know how you got that breath, God must have did it. It's
that's right. You just said God must have did it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a fallacy. Just because
that's not a fallacy. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Just because you don't know how something is done doesn't mean God did it. When you look up in the sky and you see a star with plasma, it's full of plasma and millions of degrees hot, and there's a vacuum up there. We don't know how that happened. But
okay, let me ask you this then. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in heaven and hell?
No, definitely.
Hey, man, I love this guy. Hey, I love this guy.
Hey, that's a fallacy as well.
No, okay, listen. I'm not talking down on you by no means, right. But I'm telling you, it specifically says in the Bible that every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that he is the Lord, the King of Kings, and the Prince of Peace. There's two things he's going to say to you. He's going to say, enter in the gates, my faithful servant, or he's going to say, depart from me, I never knew you.
Right.
If you don't believe in God and ask God to come to your heart and be your Lord and Savior and cleansing you from all your sins and write down your name in the Lamb Book of Life, you're going to be condemned to hell where there's lake of fire and you can't get out of that.
Well, let me ask you this. That's like basically saying if I don't believe, then I'm just going to burn in hell. Really, what option do you have? You don't have an option to never. And let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of Muslim hell? What if Muslim hell is right?
What is what?
Are you afraid of Muslim hell?
There's a heaven and a hell. That's it. That's the end of that.
But the Muslims believe something different. God said, don't put any other God before me. He's the Alpha and Omega, correct?
He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending.
Okay, so there are 40,000 plus different religions. Who's correct?
The Holy Bible. That's what's correct. There's only one Bible. There's false doctrines out here every day.
But how do you differentiate a false doctrine from the Holy Bible?
Because it's in the Holy Bible. Whatever's in that Holy Bible is written. Okay. And what is written is the truth. And the only thing I'm trying to tell you, brother, is, there is a heaven and there is a hell. There is.
Hey, I appreciate y'all letting each other talk too, you know, and getting the point out. Go ahead.
My prayer to you is that you just sit down and be still and ask God to come into your heart and let Him talk to you. Sometimes you got to be still and let Him work. You know, I don't want to see nobody go to hell, but hell is a real place. Heaven is a real place. Right. And bro, I don't want to see you go to hell. You know, just get you a Bible, sit down and read that Bible, and then go from there. Let God speak to you.
Have you ever read? You read the Bible before?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
that's
so
why
let me ask
I know
you
so much about it.
Let me ask you one question.
I'm trying to understand it in multiple contexts, but I've read the Bible in multiple contexts or without bias, and that's what I think most people don't do. When you read Leviticus 20:13, that's where I was getting mixed up. The other one was Exodus 21:20, which gives rules for how to keep your slaves and how to beat your slaves, and you can beat your slaves within an inch of their life as long as they don't die within 3 days. You're totally fine with no punishment. But in Exodus, Jesus comes down and gives rules upon how to kill gay folks. He says that if a man lies with another man as he lies with womankind, he shall be killed as an admonishment. His life is upon himself at that point. So, like, I ain't got no problem with gay folks. I'm not gay, but you know, I don't think we should be killing them.
So
I'm sorry, not killing, unaliving. I don't think we should be unaliving them. And if an all-knowing God, if we know better as human beings, an all-knowing God should know better, and that's my angst.
Right. Hey, look, let me say this: is that if you can believe that that Exodus 21:13 proves there's no God, then how can you have faith in that and not have faith in the rest of the stuff you read?
Because if an all-knowing God knows, like an all-knowing God knows everything. He knows exactly what's going on. He knew exactly what would happen when it happened. So if an all-knowing God could give rules upon, you know, it's a sin to eat shrimp. You know, that's in the Bible. It's a sin to eat shrimp.
Hey, so it seemed like you are that you caught up in the, not caught up, bro, but it seemed like, you know, you focus on the stuff that make it not real. But I'm focused on I'm focused on the supernatural that my life has been through. Now, if you live in your life and you feel like that you happy, because listen, if it's no God, bro, if it's nothing to look forward to, what are we looking for? What do we have to look forward to? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I don't know all the names of those either, but that's a fallacy as well. It's to believe that we don't have a purpose because you don't believe in a particular God is also a fallacy.
Not saying that you ain't got a purpose. Excuse me. Not saying that you ain't got a purpose, but I'm saying I'm not saying that at all. You know, but what I am saying, like the brothers say, you know, I pray that God could reveal Himself to you in ways like, trust me, I stepped out of the church, I stepped out of that the whole way, and I started bringing my word straight to the people because I saw so much stuff that wasn't good in the church. I come from the Church of God in Christ. My dad was a pastor. I got bishops. I come from the background. I've done praise and worship for 12 years at a high level. And so I saw so much corruption on both sides. But I also know that God is real on His own. Like, if you take out all the bull crap that man put in it on his own, but you deal directly with God, then you know, I feel like God will show Himself to you, bro. I mean, I don't have a lot of time. I gotta jump off this live, but you know, I want to just say, as my other brother was telling you, that, you know, just give it one more shot. Say, God, if you real, show it to me. That's it. Because you sound like an intelligent man. I definitely believe that, and I'm not here like my brother was saying. You know, we're not here to tell you, oh, you ignorant, you all up. I'm not here to do none of that. But I'm here to say that I know God will reveal Himself if you ask with a heart to be able to really receive, and don't ask with skepticism, like, yo, I know this ain't real. This, you know, ask and say, okay, God, listen, let me get this one more shot. Do this for me, brother. Just say one more shot for you to reveal yourself to me if you real or not. Would you be willing to do that? You feel me? If God real, just say, God, this is your last chance to show yourself to me. You feel me? And I feel like you'll see something different this time, bro. What you think about that?
I agree with Corey. You know, and think about it like this right here. If God isn't real, what do you have to lose?
Right.
But he is real. So like Corey was saying, man, just give it one more shot, man. That's, you know, you believe in what you believe. I believe. I'm not here to talk down on you, man. I love you just like a brother in Christ. But just at least give it that one more chance.
That one more. Can you do that for us, man? Just one more. If you real, God, show yourself. That's all I want you to say. Can you do that? Terrell, you there? We ain't lose you, did we, bro? Oh, his mic acting up. Terrell, just text it then. Just text it. Just say, I'll give it one more shot, bro. That's it. And we can end this live, bro. And we gonna be here every day, you know, talking about passions, man. That's really what God put me on to get people back to dreaming. Yeah, your mic
and
tripping.
Terrell,
His mic tripping.
Hey, Terrell, my prayer to you is give God one more chance and let him reveal himself. And I guarantee you, he'll reveal himself.
Absolutely.
Just give him one more shot.
I believe
one more shot, man.
One more shot. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. I really do, Terrell. I know your mic tripping. Can you hear us? His mic on some stuff.
I'm gonna pray for you, Terrell. That's all I can do, man.
Yeah. We are gonna lift him up. That God will reveal himself, because obviously, you know, I'm not saying he just, you know, he ignorant of any of that. You know what I'm saying? He has a something that he feels is right in his heart, and so I'm saying, Lord, we can't really hear you, Terrell. But in closing, man, I gotta get out of here, man. And Mark, man, I so appreciate you, brother. My name is Corey.
I appreciate you too, man.
I feel like you a warrior, man, and you know, I feel like Terrell been through some stuff in his life, and I feel like he heard us. I feel like he heard us, and I feel like he gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? No problem, my man. He said no problem. That means he gonna do what we said. We did what we supposed to do.
There you go.
You feel me?
Terrell,
we'll be here
for you, brother.
Man, I'll be here every morning, 5:30 a.m. California time, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank y'all for jumping on the lives. Thank you for jumping on the streams. We'll be back tomorrow. God day. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, be blessed, Corey.
Yes, sir.